Hi everyone, it's Vicky Wallace here, founder of the Fashion Business Coach, the platform that helps small and startup fashion brands to launch and scale successfully. Now, thanks for joining me in today's video, which is all about Instagram Reels. Now, if you've not heard of Instagram Reels, where have you been? No, I'm just kidding. So it's a new feature that Instagram launched recently, and it's sort of unofficially their play on TikTok. So basically Reels allows you to share 15-second video clips using loads of different filters that are actually built into the Instagram program. And they're pushing Reels really hard at the moment. If you've been on Instagram in the past couple of weeks, you'll have noticed that about 2/3 of the Explore page is dedicated to Reels. So it's a great opportunity for you to get more exposure as a brand. So it's particularly good if you're starting out. You might have been posting daily, for example, and finding that it's really hard to get traction and hard to get some followers. Reels can actually be a way for you to get much more visibility amongst an audience that you don't have yet. So you can get more people coming to your brand and following along. So in this video, I want to share with you 5 tips for making use of Instagram Reels as a fashion brand. So the first tip is to really be mindful of time, because as I said, Instagram Reels only allows for 15 seconds of video. So we don't have much scope there for big storytelling or getting into the details or the nitty-gritty of something. We really need to get straight to the point. And ideally, we want to be getting there faster. So even in the first 1 to 2 seconds, we want to be engaging with the audience, just so they're not going to swipe right past us because they don't get it or they don't really see where this video is going. So keep things really concise. So practically speaking, what can we do? So as a fashion brand, maybe previously you had a video that showcases your collection, like a long form video. But for Reels, because it's a bit more fast-paced and a bit more casual, you might want to just highlight one of your products. So rather than making this long video which showcases your entire collection and the inspiration and everything about it, you could just start with Reels by showcasing one product in particular, maybe highlighting some of the details, maybe shouting out a couple of features and leaving it there. Obviously, if people are interested, they're going to be able to go to your profile and get more information. So just an idea to keep things really concise and not overwhelming the customer with options, from your entire collection. If we just focus on one, I think that's a good place to start. So the second tip is to make use of the text feature. Now, Instagram Reels has its own text feature within that part of the app, so you can use that to create your Reels. And the good thing about this is that rather than having, like in stories, like the text just overlays that portion of the story, in Reels you can actually cut it. So you might want to have text coming up to match a particular scene that you've just shot your video in, or maybe it's to match the beat of the music. Whatever it might be, you can actually create sequences within your text and make it a little bit more interesting. The main reason though that I want you to think about the text is because a lot of people are going to be watching Reels on mute. So if you're, doing a video like I am and someone's listening on mute, they're not gonna get anything, are they? And they're just gonna scroll right by. So make sure that you have got some kind of text to engage the customer as well, so that if they are on mute, which many people are, they can still get something from your video and they're still gonna keep watching. I always think it's a really good idea to create content that makes sense for that particular platform and makes use of any special features it has to really make the most of it. If you haven't seen it already, Reels has this really cool function called Align, and basically what that allows you to do is create one of those sort of video montages where it looks like someone's just kind of instantly changed into a new outfit. And basically everything about the image is aligned perfectly, so like their face and their body and everything's in the same place, but just their top, for instance, is changing and switching out. And that's one way that we can get multiple styles across within one reel, because we're just cutting straight to the part where the person's already changed. We're not having to, fill video time with the changing part of that. So that's one thing that I've seen quite a lot of people do successfully, and I really like that for this feature. It's native to Reels, so you can do some pretty cool things with it. So that's definitely something to try out if you have got, say, multiple tops or dresses or something like that that you want to switch out and show people different styles and really showcase them as well. Tip number 4 is to mix it up. What do I mean? Well, one of the biggest mistakes that I see fashion brands making when it comes to their marketing, particularly small fashion brands, it's a little bit different for the big guys, but they focus too much on me. So buy my product, this is my product, you know, just all about the product. And yes, absolutely, you need to market your product 100%. But if you're trying to attract people into your business who don't know anything about you, are they really going to care about your product? You really need to attract them some other way. So by creating exciting and engaging content that's not necessarily kind of a buy me now or really pitchy or anything like that, you can actually get them sort of into your world to see how cool you are and then to start following along with you. So rather than just focusing, and this is, I guess, really a tip for anything rather than just Reels, but try and mix up your content. So don't have only products within any content that you're doing. Talk about other things that are going to appeal to your target customer. So for instance, if you're an activewear brand, don't just post or create Reels for your activewear brand. Also look at, you know, it might be you create a reel with a couple of different yoga poses that they should try, or a quick smoothie recipe that they could try. Something like that would work really well with Reels, as well as obviously your kind of normal content that you make as well. So do have a think about what you can do above and beyond just the creation of content to do with your products. Try and engage people and attract them by sharing more than just product. Give them something that's either helpful or engaging or entertaining, and don't be asking for the sale all the time, because that's a really great way to get people to unfollow you. If you're just like that friend that always asks for something, they're not going to want to follow you. They'll want to get something back from you as well and receive value. And tip number 5 is about hashtags. Now, we don't have kind of 100% guidelines on this right now because Reels is really new. We're still all trying to figure out what the algorithm is. Basically, if you haven't heard algorithm before, that's how Instagram decides what content it's going to show. So there's basically things that you can do within your social media account to sort of beat the algorithm, and basically mean that more people and more of your audience are going to see your content. So we can guess, kind of based on other things that we've seen happen on Instagram in the past, as to what best practice will be, but this is probably going to be something that'll evolve over time. Obviously, stay tuned and subscribe for any future videos on the updates for that. But right now, normal rules apply for hashtags. So we want to be making sure that within our caption for Reels, we are including hashtags that are relevant to our audience. And I always think it's good to have kind of a mix of hashtags, like some that are really sort of generic and competitive. So if we're taking that activewear example, we might have hashtag activewear, for example, but then we also might have a hashtag that's a little less general. It's obviously not used by as many people, but it also means that there's not as many people using it. You don't have to compete against as many accounts to actually get some visibility. So make sure that within your caption, you're still having your hashtags, and also just a general rule, make sure that you've got some text in there that's sort of explaining what's going on in that reel, and ideally having what we call the call to action. So encouraging people to, well, decide what you want them to do. It might be going to your profile and following you. It might be sending you a DM. It might be linking to something that you want them to go check out on your website. So make sure that you're still following the sort of usual things that you would do for an Instagram post with those hashtags and with that call to action. Now, I hope those tips have been helpful for you. Reels is really moving fast at the moment. It's really exciting actually to see the kind of engagement that people are getting on this new tool within Instagram. If you have any questions, you're welcome to leave a comment below. And if you're thinking, what on earth do I write? Or what on earth do I make these reels about? It is something that I hear about a lot. So I have created a kind of mini product for anyone who is really struggling to decide what you're going to post about today, what your hashtags are going to be, what your comments are going to be, and your captions and so on. So I'm going to link to that below this video. It's called the Fashion Sales Kit, and basically it's the first of its kind specifically for the fashion industry. There's obviously a ton of different training about social media marketing out there for, you know, Instagram, for instance, in general, but this one's specific to the fashion industry because, you know, it's fashion. Normal rules don't apply. You know, the rules that apply to like a business coach are going to be very different to a fashion industry professional or fashion industry brand, which is why I wanted to create something that is just for us in the fashion industry. So if you want to check that out, I will link to that below. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.